Hey friends, this is Jake again, and thanks for coming and checking out another one of my videos on how to make a friend. And if you haven't already seen, I'm going to put a link up here and in the description down below labeled Social Relationships. That's my friendship series, which is the series that you're watching right now. And in today's tip, travel alone. You might be thinking it's a crazy thing to think about, to travel alone to somewhere that you've never been before, but this is how people can actually make friends. Hear me out for a moment. All throughout high school and college, I've heard of a lot of people who traveled all across the world, even places here in the United States, where they've traveled alone and they met a ton of different people because they traveled alone. I mean, you can travel with friends, you can travel with family, which most people would if they had the ability, the finances, the time. But when you travel with individuals like that, you're less likely to meet or less likely to connect with those and spend more time with strangers than the people that you're already with. You don't have anyone with you to begin with. Think small when you start this. Think about a place that might be near where you live that you've always wanted to travel to and see about going alone. Never really know who you're gonna meet there. Obviously, you wanna keep a couple of things in mind, such as safety and security, and maybe telling someone that you already know that you're gonna be headed out this way. It reminds me of when a lot of my friends were trying to Uber and Lyft for the first time. They would always send me a picture of the license plate because they were nervous, because they weren't sure if the driver was going to do something that was going to be out of the ordinary, dangerous, and so they sent me and a bunch of other friends a text message of the license plate and the name of the person just in case something were to happen. Nothing ever happened, thank goodness, but this is something you can bear in mind if you were to travel alone. Make sure you let someone know. And in the case you're in the boat where you can't let anyone know because you're still trying to get to know people, that's okay. This video may not be for you. Go check out my other videos. They could be more helpful for you than this one alone. There are some people who will travel to other countries, buy a spot at a hostel, and they will meet a bunch of people. And it turns out there are actually a lot of other people who do travel alone, and they meet friends clear across the world, and some friends that they will probably have for the rest of their lives, or at least a long portion of it. And when I say travel alone, it doesn't always have to be flying across the world. It doesn't always have to be flying across your country or even across your state. You can think small at first. Think about the area you live in. Is there a place in town that you've always wanted to travel to? Can you? Do you have the time, the resources to get there? If so, give it a shot. Practical example would be something like this. I don't travel much, but I love Goodwill. And that's my way of traveling somewhere because I go alone to these places. I never really know who I'm gonna run into, and I really go for the books. But sometimes I actually meet people who look at the same books that I do, and we talk. And yeah, we might exchange information because if they're looking into the books that I'm reading and I'm kind of curious about how their thought process is, we might connect on a few things. This is just an example of how you can actually connect with other people by traveling into places that aren't as far as another country, but maybe will be local at home. So that's the tip for today, is to travel alone and think small when you start with this, or as large as you want. Whatever is doable for you. Each person will have their own journey. Traveling alone sounds a bit scary, sounds a bit odd, but hey, you might meet someone along the way or at the destination when you arrive. Thanks for watching my video again, and if you're interested in other things when it comes to relationships on this channel, I've just recently posted how to know if you're in a healthy relationship. I'll post it up here and in the description down below. Thanks again for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you when it comes to developing friendships, and again, take care.